Hi, welcome to the Heroes of Change today, and I have with me Chris Reed. Great to have you on the line here today, Chris. Talking about Heroes of Change, stories of change, and I just want to explore some thinking in your context, Chris, in your life. If I said to you, change your thinking, change your life, Chris, what gongs are going off in your head?
Well, obviously, I made the move from London to Singapore, and that was the most dramatic change I think I've ever made in my life. Uprooted myself from my friends, my family, uprooted myself in terms of a business. I had a business in the UK.
Yeah,
It was a great financial crisis, so it's not a good time to be in the UK, but still, I came out of Singapore without a job, without knowing anybody, and that's how I sparked off by using LinkedIn, because I didn't know anybody. Started using LinkedIn, started networking using LinkedIn, and that was the biggest change for me, is seeing the power of LinkedIn as a result of something that I made the change to do. Had I not made the change to Singapore, I may not have
yeah,
even started using LinkedIn. I may not have become a LinkedIn entrepreneur. It
yeah.
was only because out of need, I needed to use LinkedIn. I thought, wow, this LinkedIn works. If I didn't think about coming to Singapore. I just basically got on a plane and came over here. I didn't think about launching black marketing. I just basically said, this is a business, let's do it. You just basically got to do it. And sometimes you won't pay off. And you got to be prepared for the fact it won't pay off, which particularly someone like Asia, for example, where the culture is like you kind of lose face and so forth. I have no problem losing face. I have no problem kind of like apologizing if things fuck up. I have absolutely no problem at all. I just prefer to do it and have the data of actually trying it. That's the best thing that I've ever heard in terms of a phrase. Is it's not the things you do that you regret, it's the things you don't. And
Sure.
certainly, as a young person, my 20s, my 30s in London, for example, it's the girls I didn't ask out, it's the time I didn't start my business, it's the jobs I didn't go for. That's what you regret. It's the concerts I didn't go to. That's what you regret. I regret not seeing kind of people when they die, and it's like, oh shit, I should have seen that person. And now I have a philosophy where anyone comes to Singapore, I will see that concert. So I move phenomenally quickly. I do deals that way as well. People say to me, I can't afford this, I'd like to do this instead. Okay, let's do a deal. I don't believe in procrastination at all. I'd much rather get things done and go boom, 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 boom. But sometimes at my cost. Sometimes I've agreed to things where I shouldn't have agreed to things. I go, if I thought about that a bit more, or checked it out, or run it past somebody else. Occasionally, I might bounce a couple of ideas off people who I know and I trust. But no, it's normally a formulated idea. I'll give you a great example, actually. I had a business coach a couple of years ago. And I gave him the idea of dark art of marketing. He's with the logo, the dark art, the marketing logo. And he says, that'll never work. And I completely ignored him and launched it. And saw it. I got 10 clients within 2 months. So that's what happens if you listen to people, you don't do things, basically. So had I listened to him, I wouldn't have launched Dark.
Yeah.
And Dark's been phenomenally successful. So basically, I'd say my instinct says this will work. My instinct basically was completely right. And therefore, I follow my instinct. I'm not saying it's perfect, but 9 times out of 10, it basically pays off. And there's a gap in the marketplace. All 5 of my brands, people have said, that's a clever idea, that'll work. And basically, it's my instinct identifying that. And that's what I think entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Richard Branson look at. Is they follow their instinct and go, will this work? Let's try it and see. And not all the time does it work, but at least you try it and think, okay, cross that off. That didn't work. Go there instead. One of my greatest heroes is actually Armin van Buuren. Now, you may not know Armin van Buuren, but Armin van Buuren is an internationally recognized entrepreneur. He's also a DJ, producer. He's got a masterclass going on, but he's been going for 15 years. And he's an inspirational DJ because he's an entrepreneur. First and foremost, he's passionate about his business. He's very passionate about trance music, and he created this show called A State of Trance, which is still going 15 years long. Created a record label called Armada, where he releases his own and other people's kind of music. He just shows both A State of Trance and Armin only, and Armin kind of like appears in, say, an Ultra Festival, for example. He's got a masterclass going on now. He's got record labels and merchandise labels and social media labels. He's a wonderful example about actually, and he travels the world as well, travels the whole world, just doing gigs here, getting paid to do a gig, and then getting paid to do a gig. And his ethos is just so, he believes passionately about his music. He believes passionately about giving people a great time. And he's an entrepreneur. He's managed to go beyond just being a DJ and going to everything else connected to being a DJ, and hasn't just accepted it. Whereas you look at most DJs, they're basically DJ producers and that's it. They haven't got an empire. He's got an empire. I mean, literally, I think Armada Music employ like 50 people. He's very inspirational. The way I employ people, I don't go through this, Google, Amazon, 7 interviews kind of thing. I meet somebody and I know instantly after talking to them for a few minutes whether I can put that person into a client and meet a client. If they don't have any presence or confidence or intelligence, then I don't care about their qualifications, I don't care about the MBAs, I don't care about anything else at all. Basically, the interview's over and that's it. Whereas I will actually offer people jobs within 10, 15 minutes of meeting them. And they have often become my best superstars in my team. Because ultimately, you can go through 6 rounds of interviews and come to the same conclusion. Obviously, you have to be bright and spark and intelligent and pick things up very quickly. And that's the real test, is that we had to get rid of a girl this week, for example, who basically just couldn't go. It's just, this is too fast for me. This is too fast for me. It's like, what's going on here? And the ones that basically pick things up quickly, are smart, and basically get it and get on with it, they're the ones that succeed. The ones that can't basically pick things up quickly and basically are struggling and get drowned, they will basically leave one way or the other pretty quickly.
Hey, thanks so much for your time, Chris. I really enjoyed it.
Pleasure, Chris.
And it's always good to connect with fellow Geordies around the world.